Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. So, I wanted to talk with you guys. As you can see behind me, we've got the Apache with the hood off. So I posted a short about possibly putting an LS3 in the Apache. And it's gotten some interesting comments, which I am totally open to. What you guys are saying is you want to see a diesel in this thing, not an LS3 that's kind of played out. Definitely not your standard small block Chevy. And I saw a big block comment. I saw put a new 6-cylinder turbo in it. So it got me thinking, and I want to run something by you guys and see what you think of this. So my dad's truck, not this truck, the big red over here, is a 2003 Dodge Ram 3500 with a Cummins diesel. Now that diesel is it's the 5.9 HO, 305 horse, 550 foot-pounds of torque, straight inline 6, turbo diesel, but it does not have any of the emission stuff on it. It was like a year or two before needing to use DEF and all the crap where you got to do the deletes and all that. So I was just randomly curious, would it physically fit? And yes, it would physically fit. If you did a 5.9 Cummins, whether an HO or not, I think is irrelevant. I'm going to turn the camera here for a second, guys. Hold on. And decided you wanted to put it in here, it fits. Now, clearly, there are lots of things that go into putting it in here, right? You're going to have to box the frame completely. You're going to have the right spring rates or air ride or whatnot on your front and rear suspension for the extra weight. I did go ahead and do some homework. A 2003 5.9 Cummins diesel, fully dressed, comes in at about 1,100 pounds. Okay. A big block Chevy, fully dressed, from like say 1975, is about 675 pounds. Give or take, depending on what you got on there from the factory. So you got about a 425 pound, give or take, difference in between putting a big block in and putting a diesel. Now that does not include the transmission. Haven't got into that yet, but I know it'll fit, especially with how we're going to do this. So the questions were, how much room between right here, let me get this back a little bit, from right here to the firewall cutout, right about where the mud dauber nest is, do we have? And I believe it's 38 inches, something like that. The diesel, you're looking at, I think you need 36. So we have plenty of room here. We measured side to side. I think you needed 34 inches. We've got way more than that here. So physical length and width, it fits, which is interesting because that's half the damn battle. Now the other good news about the diesel, the Cummins diesel, is the oil pan goes like this. It's shallower in the front as far as clearance here for the new cross member, right? So you got to clear on the oil pan. So it goes and then drops down, which would work perfect for what we want to do here. So that would work. I think my inner fenders would work. We have plenty of room to mount the ECU and all of that, and wiring and all that jazz. Now something that, you know, you kind of have to have here, kind of need an intercooler, right? And how cool would this look with a big ass intercooler behind the grill? But good news is if you look at this, get you in a position you can see it. It works. It's tight to put the radiator and an intercooler in here, but it works. So we could probably clear that hurdle. So as far as physical size, we fit. As far as width, length, and height, we fit. Okay, with plenty of room to spare. The intercooler and radiator should fit. Okay, the oil pan should clear the cross member here. We should be good there. So that's interesting. Also thought about this. Let's show you what we got over here. I've been taking measurements off of Big Red here. So this is the intercooler on Big Red, AC condenser, radiators here. But you guys can see, now understand something, it doesn't end right here, okay? It goes back quite a bit more. So look more at the turbo manifold way back there. But this 305 horse, 550 foot-pound of torque, 24 valve 5.9 Cummins diesel will physically fit into the Apache, we believe. Something else that's kind of great, turbo's right here. You got the turbo right there. I would do some kind of custom intake, not something like this. I would probably upgrade the turbo and manifold, and probably coat the manifold to try to keep temps down a little bit. Make every effort there. Put a turbo blanket over the upgraded turbo. I would take this off and I would put the Monster Ram, Banks Monster Ram on, but I'd probably powder coat it turquoise, and then the Monster Ram in the creamy white that's going to be on the roof. And probably paint the engine something, maybe turquoise, I don't know, depends on how crazy we want to get, but it would work. So what do you guys think of this? I mean, is this something that you'd like to see? Does this kind of fit the bill more? I like this because it's clean. I know it's a Cummins, but Cummins are pretty damn reliable. We've never had an issue with this, and it's got 230,000 miles on it. Everything's straightforward, and I don't have to deal with DEF and emissions deletes and all of that bullshit. You know, you could run a single 4-inch exhaust out the back, you know, something kind of like that. Now, as you guys know, we do have one more thing actually working to our advantage. This is the frame, the new frame for Big Red. So this is a 2003 3500 dually diesel frame. Now, when we remove the frame from that truck, I'm going to have a spare frame. Now, I'm not going to use the frame, but I do. These are the engine mounts for the Cummins, right there. So if I've already got engine mounts, I can cut those off and install them on our current frame that we have under the Apache. That would give me the correct factory engine mounts. And this is the transmission mount here. It would also give me that if I needed it. Now, again, the frame under Big Red is rotted from about here back, right? There's rust inside. But from here forward, it's good. So, I personally think the Apache needs to go lower, not higher. I mean, you could probably find a way to do, you know, I think the length of the Apache is something to the effect of here. You could do something like that if you really wanted, and put the Ram suspension and steering and all that under it. I don't know why I would do that, but I think if somebody was interested in doing that and having a four-wheel drive, you probably could do it. So, what do we know? We know that the Cummins, the 5.9 Cummins out of a 2003 Ram 3500, physically fits. We know that there's limited wiring and ECUs. We know that there's no emissions stuff really to deal with, other than maybe an O2 sensor or two here or there. We know that it's actually an attractive motor, which is nice. It's got the right look. We know we could customize it with aftermarket parts fairly simply, and we know they sound good. Cummins sound pretty good. I like the sound of the Cummins. So we know we could have all of that. Now, granted, the first thing that came to my mind was put a Duramax on it, right? It's a Chevy. Put a Duramax with an Allison in it, and that's an option. But there's a lot more to it. I don't think it's aesthetically as good looking of a engine because it's just more complicated. There's more shit. But I think we could do it. So my question for y'all, and I'd love for you to write comments to me because I am listening, I am paying attention. And I'd appreciate it if you're halfway serious. You know, I'm not asking about anything else other than what would you think of a 5.9 24 valve Cummins with a 48 RE in the Apache? So if you guys would, I think that's enough information to just kind of get us off the ground with the thought process of it would actually fit without too much craziness. I'm not saying we wouldn't have to cut the firewall a little bit or the floor or whatnot for the transmission and this, that, and the other, but it definitely seems and feels very doable. So yeah, let me know what you think. It is definitely a thought, and it's, you know, from everything I understand, it's somewhat in the same world of money as doing an LS3 or an LT or something to that effect. So if you guys would like to see a diesel in this Apache, please like the video. That'll tell me right there. Just like it. Just hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel for the build. I'm actually starting to mess with it every day, just a little here and there, but there will come a day where we will start disassembly here soon to get the body off the cab and the doors and the front here to the dipper and get it chemically stripped, and we can go from there. But yeah, let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching Brown's Rod and Custom and commenting. I'm paying attention, guys. So I'm asking. I'm actually doing a thing I probably shouldn't do. I'm asking what you think, because I want to build this truck for the channel, right, for you guys, and so that you can watch along and see how we do it and literally go in depth on every step of this. You know, we're not gonna farm this out to somebody. We're gonna put it together here in the garage right there. So if we can do it here, you can do it where you're at, odds are, unless you're in an apartment or something. So let me know what you think, and thanks for watching Brown's Rod and Custom.